Okay, going to work on this hopper here, and let's see if I can get a light on. Alright. Right here is an electric over air solenoid. Controls this latch right here. And this piece right here is part of the sucker bar system on this hopper. And I believe there's a bolt missing from this little metal latch to the actual sucker bar piece. And basically when the hopper should be off and the sucker bar is latched, you still get a lot of play up here in the sucker bar. Way too much. And every once in a while it lets an insert drop out, or it pulls it out enough that the grippers can grab it and just basically cheese it to hell. So I don't have a tripod here, so I'll try to make a video out of it though. Okay, so I went ahead and removed these two Allen bolts, these two Allen bolts, and those two 3/8 bolts in there. Loosen them up. This will slide out. This feed tray will slide up out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and work on pulling that off. Okay. So you can see this electric over air solenoid. When it's supposed to be open, that's open. That'll allow the sucker bar to swing up and down. And when it calls for it to be off, it'll close and keeps the sucker bar from jumping up and down. So I unlatched it. You can see how the sucker bar is swinging up and down. I latched it, but you still get a lot of up and down motion. You're gonna go upside down. See that moving right there? There's a bolt missing. We'll see how much swing it has when we put that bolt back in. It'll still move some, but not that much. Okay. I have that bolt in there, but I'm going to need to get to it to tighten it, so I'm going to have to pull this whole latch out. So that's what I'm working on now. Jacob's holding the dummy end of the wrench down in there. Okay, so remove the latch here so we can get some room in to tighten this bolt down. So now I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the latch and set the proper clearance so the latch can come in and out but be as tight as possible. If that makes sense. Okay, so this latch is in here. I can still move it. So I'm gonna jog the hopper over until the sucker bar reaches its highest point on the cam. That'll make this at its lowest point down. And that's where I'm gonna wanna set my clearance between this latch and this catch right here. thinking that's peaked out right there. Alright, so now what I'll do is I'll raise this latch up and close it and leave a little bit of clearance between the latch and the catch so it can operate, and then we'll tighten it down. Okay. You see how the clearance between here is quite a bit? That'll give it the same effect of swinging up and down when it's supposed to be latched. So we need to make that very, very small in between there, but not so tight that it can't unlatch. So I'm going to work on closing that gap up to where it needs to be. Okay. See how it just gets caught on there? That's probably just a pinch too tight, so I'm just gonna move it up probably like literally a hair, like a thousandth of an inch. And honestly, it probably would work right there because it'll be moving. And I think I'm just gonna leave it there and see if it does. I like my sucker bars to be tight so the inserts ain't bouncing around when they're not running. That's my preference. Over the years of running this, that's what I like best. Actually, after torquing it down, must have moved it enough that it doesn't catch no more. So I think we're good. Not much clearance. That's good. Now, just as long as I had it cammed up all the way on the top, we'll be alright. You probably see all the dust particles flying, but I blew a lot of the dust out of this hopper. I'm going to go ahead and put the plate back on, the feed tray, and the belly plate, and then I will grease it. So let's go ahead and jog it around and see what the sucker bar looks like for its bounce now. See it barely moving? That's how I like it to be. It was just way too much movement before. Much better now, huh? So, anyways,